Welcome back to episode 118. So, last week's video you saw me finally swap over that front suspension and I sort of left a bit of a cliffhanger of whether it was going to be lower or not. This week you're going to find out. So in this week what I want to do is get the car out, get some miles on it again, get it driving. As I say, I can't remember when I last drove it, I'll probably work it out in a little while. But just get it driving, get it settling. So so many of you posted messages saying you need to drive the car to settle it. I know. I've been driving it. I've probably done about 250 miles, 235 I think is the actual total at the back of this video. I always put how many miles I've driven. It's had plenty of time to settle. It doesn't settle. The whole reason I rebuilt that suspension was to try and resolve that and work out why it wasn't. And I think it's just the mismatch between those S4 dampers and the original springs, 79 springs. And you saw my solution was just use S4 spring and damper. So we're going to let that settle this week, drive around a bit. I've got a friend I want to pop over to see, help him with something. But let's just get in there and drive. Let's just see how it is. And I'll give you some shots of the suspension. Right, today marks quite an exciting day, or exciting for me. This is the first drive now for probably, it might be 4 months, I'm not sure, where we're in early March. It's not been out, certainly not this year. It was probably early December, so maybe 3 months. So before I started doing the sill work, before I did the front suspension, and the whole reason for this drive, well, there's 2 reasons for this drive. One is to let the front suspension settle, so we're going to be doing lots of investigations and looking and watching, making sure that it's coming down neatly. And the second reason is I'm going to help a friend who's taken his, I think it's an 88, 89 S4. All the vacuum pipes, he's taken them all off and he can't get them back on. So I'm going to go over and try and help him do that. So that'll be a fun day. But let's get over there. Hopefully the drive will go well. I say it's not been driven for quite a long time, but it's a pretty reliable little car. Let's try, let's see what it does. A lot of clicking from the steering here, but I'm pretty sure we're all okay up the front there. I think we're okay. Let's wait for the car. Like I say, first day out, first time out for a long time now. Engine's a little bit tickety. I think it's probably, I think it's stopped actually. I think it's probably a dry tap it. Oh no, it's still ticking away. It's sat for so long, it's probably whatever reason, but that'll work itself out in a minute. Almost comically, I can't do the windows up. It's a freezing cold day, and I've taken the winder motor out of the passenger door, and this one, where I fold the door right back, I've not rewired it back up. So it's a little bit chilly and a little bit noisy. Actually seems quite happy, rolling along quite nicely. I've had to put the this new steering wheel, the 928S wheel on, because I'd lent my old steering wheel to Adam again, who we're going to, so he can get his S4 steering wheel recovered, and he needed a wheel on the car so he could move it. So I've had to bring this wheel out, which I didn't massively want to use, but it is very pretty. But I'll probably be selling that at some point soon. I think I'd rather stick with my original wheel. Just to keep it all authentic, and I think it's about £200 to send that away. It gets all retrimmed and it'll come back looking really nice.
the trouble is you have so many pipes and everything else that can confuse you. So you've got a vacuum main T.
Just a quick interlude. As you can imagine, I talk to a lot of the 928 community. I get messages all the time and I love chatting to people and things. And a chap called Monsieur 928 messaged me and said he has some products that to do with the 928 and could I show them on my channel, which obviously I'm very happy to do, and he sent me some samples so we can have a look at them. Right, I'll quickly do a fake unboxing for you. I opened up once before because it's taped up so well. So what we've got inside is a very cool mug in here. Let's see how easy it opens. There's a 928 mug, it's pretty cool. And everything's has the Car of the Year 1978 emblem on them. There's a screen sticker for the back of the car, same. And deep in there somewhere is a t-shirt, which I think looks super cool. I'll be sporting that in the next episode, no doubt. There's a 928 on the back. And on the front has the same Car of the Year 1978. So I think they're really cool. I'll put a link in the description. No affiliation of mine at all. Just trying to do a fellow 928 supporter a good turn, really, I suppose. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy those. Have a look. So it's a pretty faultless drive. Engine works perfectly. I'm about a mile from home, so I think I'm comfortable saying that now. Suspension, perfect. It rides really nice still. Cruises over the bumps. No issues at all, really. I mean, the interior is still missing, so it looks like an eyesore, but the car mechanically works really well. I need to decide what to do next. I think we're closing in pretty rapidly on the respray. There's a few other little bits I can do. I can take the dash out. That's a very obvious one because it looks so bad. But looking around, I mean, obviously all the central console's out at the moment. Door cards are off. Could have the headlining out to reshape that a little bit because it's sagged a little bit. But generally, pretty pleased with that. I tell you what I don't miss is the clunking noise from the suspension. If you remember about, I don't know, it's probably 10 videos ago now, the effort I went to trying to track down that rear suspension clunk noise, and it finally led me to rebuild the entire rear suspension. That was a real pain. That took a lot of effort to find. And it's nice just to be able to drive along now and it's completely silent, no problem at all. What I can hear is the transmission whine. And I suspect it's probably the bearings on the torque tube needing replacing soon. But, you know, when we get to it, we'll do that. I also noticed the indicators now don't seem to work. So I need to track that down. That could be probably a fuse, probably a loose wire, who knows. But it's another little fun job to try and track down. Okay, so things are going pretty good with the drive so far, looking really good. I dropped off to do some shots up and down some country lanes, which I've kind of intermingled in this video so far. I got quite a catalogue of drive-bys and flybys and all these sorts of things. And a little accident happened, which I'll explain now. So while the car looks great sitting on its new suspension, we do have a little problem that it won't start. I just reversed over a curb about there and I think it's pulled off the starter wire. So I sort of turned the car around and it just cut out. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the wire that comes from the battery into the starter motor has popped off. And that carries all the current because there's nothing at all on the ignition. So I'm going to have to try and tow the old girl home and get it up and see what's what.
So it doesn't take long to work out why my car stopped. I don't know if I can actually waggle it with my other hand, but you can see the red wire coming in there is now not connected to anything. So the curb that I drove over has obviously yanked that clean out. I need to re-crimp that and connect it, but that's the main power from the battery, so no wonder it stopped. That was a very boringly quick fix to the non-working indicators. It was the hazard light wasn't plugged in. I'd stripped all this out where I took the central console out and hadn't put the hazard light in, and presumably that breaks the circuit, so nothing worked. So with that plugged back in, all the indicators work again. So there's how it's sitting on the wheels now. I mean, I think that looks spot on. Very neat. I'm pretty happy with that. Right, I think that's enough excitement for this week, so I'm going to wrap up there. Cars obviously got home safely. It was about maybe 4 miles from my house. And I think I included a clip of my wife driving and moaning at me about breaking down. I'm not going to say that was a breakdown. I think that was due to external agents. When I looked properly, there was that really high curb that was just... I didn't show it in the video, and I just how it was. I was actually not recording when it happened. As I reversed, it must have just pulled that wire out, and then it allowed me enough. It was connected enough for me to drive up the road and turn around and come and park and pick up the camera equipment, and then the engine just went dead and there was nothing when I turned the key. And it took me about 15 seconds to realise what happened because of the characteristic. You know, turn the key and you expect something, so it shows there's just no power coming through at all. Ironically, if I hadn't fixed the suspension, I could have slid underneath and fixed it there at the side of the road. Now the suspension sits lower, I can't get under there. And I can't tell you what the suspension sits at now because I've had the car back up in the air to fix it in the garage. So now it needs to settle again. So when it's next dry, which I think is in about a week, so probably next weekend, I'll get the car out, do another 20 miles or so, get it settled, and I'll do a final measurement, probably flash it up somewhere so you can see that in the next video. I think it's a pretty successful week though. I enjoyed that. Really good getting the car out again to drive around, really enjoyed it. It cruises really nice. I love the sound. It has still got the straight pipes exhaust on, which is why it roars so much. At some point, I'm probably going to fit a couple of resonators in that rear section. I've got about that much of, maybe a little bit longer actually, straight pipes, so I could easily fit some sort of cherry bomb, whatever they're called, resonators there. They'll just tone it down a little bit. I suspect I've got an exhaust leak somewhere at one of the flanges because I can hear a sort of a noise when I go past things. So at some point I need to just work out where it is and tighten that up. But really good, really pleased with that. Indicators fixed that I showed you as well. Headlights won't go down, so there's another thing to fix. Again, it'll be something I've removed something or whatever, not too worried about it. This electronic system works for me now. I've been over it so many times. I know what happens in there, so I'm not particularly worried about that. Anyway, I'll wrap it up there. As ever, thank you for watching. Click the like button, leave me some comments, subscribe. Thank you to everyone that jumped on the messages when I posted about the car breaking down. Appreciate that. No emergency, it was all okay. Yeah, and I'll see you next week.